Untamed is going to be untamed. It's going to be a little crazy. I want to talk to my people. I want to talk to my brothers and sisters. We can have grace and humility in how we interact with other people.
Oh, hot dog, look at you.
And nobody talked about what's really happening.
And let's have conversations about what truth is.
Hi, everyone. Surprise. Patrick here. I am in chair today. I didn't sandbag anybody about this. I found out about this maybe an hour ago. So just full disclosure, something came up for Joe. Joe is fine. Joe is just taking care of something, asked me to fill in. I said, but of course, that's what I'm here for. So here I am today. I'm going to try and be a little light, but quite honestly, the reality is we're in a fight that we just simply can't ignore. Right? Like if we look around what's going on in the world today, what's going on in our country today, we're simply in a fight that we can't ignore. And we're in a fight every which way you slice and dice it. We are in a fight culturally. We are in a fight politically. We are in a fight economically. We are in a fight spiritually. We are in a fight emotionally. We are in a fight mentally, right? We are constantly in a fight. And you got no choice, really, right? You can't just bury your head in the sand. But we're in a fight you just can't ignore. And we just got to roll up our sleeves and go to work every day. Go to work every day. Love our country, support our country, hope that this mess gets sorted out one way or the other relatively quick before we get to the elections, right? But let's just unpack the last 24 hours, right? Last 24 to 36 hours, just take a look what's going on. DOJ still feeding crumbs to the people with no real answers. We just hit Venezuela yesterday. China is encircling Taiwan. Ukraine launched drones at Putin's house. Russia is moving missiles. That's on the outside. And then what we got with what's going on the inside, status quo, more fraud being investigated and uncovered. Sorry, just being uncovered just by one person still. Like, local media is still not doing a whole bunch. National media is finally picking up. Nick Shirley finally got on Fox the other day. I thought it was last night, maybe, or this morning. He got some praise for the work he's done. But look what it took. It took this guy, regular guy started off as a YouTuber, just going out there, asking questions, getting a little confrontational, doing reporting, asking tough questions of people that simply had no answers other than get out of here. No, that place doesn't exist. Learning Center, right there. Learning Center doesn't exist. Oh, gotcha. But yeah, that's going on. You got the fake news media. Kyle Clark did a little piece again on the news last night on Joe. Got to talk about that. Fake media, fake media, fake media. Always taking things out of context, right? So just all that. And here we are. It's a beautiful Tuesday, right? Tuesday, December 30th, 2025. 2 more days until into 2026. 11 months until November. Yeah, man, we got a great show for you today. We have a great show for you today. There's a lot going on. And simply, what do we do about it? What do we do about it? How do we get stuff done? How does anyone get anything done? Does Trump ever get anything done, right? Like, yes, deportations are important. Don't get me wrong, right? The illegals, don't forget, the illegal immigrants in this country are the Democrats' political capital. Let's not ever forget that. That is where they pick up the population count under the census. That's where they get seats delegated to them based on population, not based on citizen, but based on population, right? So that is their political capital, and that is something that needs to be addressed. But it is part of the larger problem, right? It's part of the bigger problem. It's part of what's going on in the rotted, corrupted American society and American government, right? It's a big part. It's not the main part. It's not the root cause, right? It's a branch off, right? The roots underneath, got to yank that out, right? Mail-in ballots, gone. Machines, gone. Right? Let's get to the heart of the real issues here, because when the American people don't have a voice of what's going on in their country, everything else is a byproduct of what that system has enacted. And the American people's voice has been silenced. We've been told, take a back seat, shut up, sit down. Oh, no standing, no standing, no standing, no speaking. Take a seat in the back. As just this machine has just grinded us over and over us down into a pulp, right? Just grinding us down. It's a fight you can't ignore. You cannot bury your head in the sand and think everything is going to be okay. No. If major things are not done, and pretty soon, mind you, major things need to occur in order for any momentum to pick up, for anything of possible change to keep moving forward, President Trump needs to start having things done. Okay, Joe put this post out. I'm going to go through his post, his post feed a little bit to start the show. Right, Joe put this post up. They think you're stupid, truly pathetic at POTUS. 5 years we fought and uncovered fraud of the machines and mail-in ballots. State by state, we dismantled and exposed it. And these clowns in the DOJ act like they can't see it. For FFS, we all know what that means. I'm not going to say it. Hopefully not have Damon do too much editing today. We even drew pictures. Tina went to prison, and countless others have been sued and defamed. But yeah, tell us, arrests that are not being made are being made, while we watch your temporary changes evaporate in the coming fake elections in nearly every state. That's what we fought for sure. Yeah, that is complete frustration and complete truth. Because the reality is, if nothing's done, we go through a regular election cycle in November of 26. The Democrats are going to pick up the House. Democrats are going to pick up the Senate, and we'll have a lame duck president. Game over. Next 2 years, 2 years after that, they'll maintain control of the House and Senate, and then put Newsom in or someone else as president. And then once again, the left always play to win. We don't. Here we are once again. Here we are once again. And Joe put that up because he saw a video recently of Hamid Dillon, and she was on the Charlie Kirk show being interviewed. And in that interview, it was brought up about about January 6th and about, there's influencers out there talking about how the statute of limitations are going to be up soon. And, we really need a rest for whatever happened on January 6th. And she's out there trying to squash that. No, don't worry about that. There's no statute of limitations, right? Yeah, well, take a look at Joe's response to that video. Okay, it's up on his Twitter feed, his X feed, if you want to take a look. But that's A2 if you want to put that up. Joe's just saying, this is bullshit. Stop it. Great, you do your job and arrest drug dealers and pimps. Congratulations. We want arrests for stealing our voice, rigging elections, endless corruption, and perpetrators of the crime against our communities. Like always, you never address and arrest the haves, the politicians, bureaucrats, judges, and hired henchmen that literally have captured and stolen our states. And then you get on here and gaslight us just like the radical left. The people are sick of the deceit. We fought for 4 years because our very sovereignty for decades was stolen by a system of corruption. Now that we know what it is that caused it, You want to continue to act like we are somehow conspiracy theorists. We, and I safely say we, have no confidence in you because you are lying and arrests have not been made. Permanent progress has not been achieved, and traitors and the cartel government are unaffected by nearly everything you and this ineffective Bondi regime does. This is theater at its finest and malfeasance on the intelligence of the people. No arrests have been made, and all you have done is show us it's one big club and we are not in it. But do continue with the gaslighting roadshow. Yeah, there are so many things going on. And honestly, Mark Cook has done a great job uncovering a whole bunch of it through his work on election integrity. Like, there's a video up on Rumble that we put up through him that was on his X page, right? Take a look at that. Go take a look at Mark's work on X. But it's a real thing. It's a real thing. If you take a look what happened to this state in the past 20 years, and you lived here, you'd be like, well, yeah, it is a real thing. I've been here for 10 and I know it. I got in here during the hijacking. I didn't know the hijacking was happening, but yeah. Craziness. And that there is no wiggle room. There is no negotiating with the radical left. There is none of that. It is straight. They put their foot to the gas, pedal to the metal, and they run right through you. You know, they threw Trump in jail twice, arrested Roger Stone, threw Tina in jail, sentenced Tina to jail, sentenced Tina to 9 years in jail. She's still sitting there. For what? You get these rapists, murderers, pimps, drug dealers. Oh, you've had a hard life. Probation. Oh, no, you can just walk free. Oh, no, you cannot be rehabilitated. So you get to walk free too. These people play to win. They play to end. And we're going to be on the other side of this if things don't change. And if you walk around and talk to people, there really are not a hell of a lot of people that are happy with where we are in society, where we're going. The left seems to think the right's going to destroy them. But if you look at the reality of what Trump is doing, what has Trump really done that is hurting them? Deportations, no boys and girls sports. What else? Anything? Oh, he's going to come out with something on housing. You know, inflation's down, but not right? No, right? Like, those are the two main, that's it. Immigration. Like, what else? When they come back to power, we know how this is going to end. Like, Biden opening the border for 20 million illegals was a warm-up. They're going to enshrine that. They're going to codify it into law. When you cross into this country illegally, it's not illegal anymore. You're a citizen. Welcome. Come on, come all. Right? It's all purposely being done to bust this country out. And if we don't do anything to stop it, if those in charge that have been elected to do something to stop it don't, that's where we're going to end up. Okay? The top echelon, the big club, right? Those guys, they're always going to be fine. Always going to be fine. It's us below them that are never fine. You're going to get sucked into a vacuum. We're going to be living on social credit scores and a monthly dividend from the government. And then if you actually speak out against the government or do anything that hinders their progress, pop. You're going to get kicked off the social credit score. You're going to lose your monthly monthly dividend income, and you'll be out on the street. Give it, 3 to 4 years after Dems take control. Like, take a look. Take a look at what's going on in China right now with their younger population and their social credit scores. I just saw this today online. Absolutely fascinating. You have hundreds of thousands of young Chinese adults that are not performing well, so their social credit scores have been getting hit. They can't get a job. They can't pay rent because everything is done electronically, and Big Brother looks over at them. Right? We're going that way. We will be there. Okay, we will be there one way or the other. So yeah, I might put that into the show tomorrow or during the week for Joe to play for you guys. But yeah, it's something else. It is something else. I see that we have our guest in today. We do have a guest. Okay, our guest is Ty Smith. Ty was on a couple months ago with Joe. Ty is a great guy, super energetic, 30-year former military. I'm sorry, 20 years former military, U.S. Navy SEAL. Has his own Hyro consulting firm. He's the founder of it. I believe Joe and Ty had a great conversation last time about fraternity and a need to start him a brotherhood. I'd love to hear what Ty is up to. I am completely appreciative of him still willing to want to come on, even though he found out last minute, just like I did, that Joe would not be in chair today, and I would be. So I am very happy that Ty still agreed to join. So I don't want to hold him off anymore. I would love to bring Ty on. Ty, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, Patrick. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I was not expecting this, but thank you so much for still hopping in, man. Good to see you.
No, thanks for having me. It's good to see you. It's good to meet you. I really enjoyed being on the show the last go around, so I was excited to get the opportunity to come back and hang out with you guys. I mean, already just jumping in, you're talking about a very, very, very important topic, right? And I have my opinions on immigration in the United States, illegal immigration in particular, and my views sound, nearly identical to yours, right? I am an African American man, right, in the United States of America, and so, you've got a part of me that stands on the fact that this country was built on immigration. Everything that we're enjoying in this country today is a result of immigration. That's how this amazing country was built. Let's be honest, a lot of what was built in this country was built by my ancestors who were enslaved in this country hundreds of years ago, right? And let me just go on and say that Black people weren't the only people that were enslaved. Like, this is just humanity, okay? Like, we've been enslaved. All types of people have been enslaved. The Jewish have gone through everything that they've gone through. The Romans had slaves, like all over the place, right? But when I come to the other side of the coin, I'm also a patriot of this country. And I can look back on immigration in the past and the people that built this country and say, yeah, but they did immigration correctly. They followed a process. And the result was they have amazing lives, and we have amazing lives in this country as a result of those immigrants, but they did it correctly, right? And so I'm in the position of, I support immigration because I love people, and there are millions of people out there in the world that want to get to the United States because they just want to have a better life and they want to have more opportunity for themselves and for their families. But immigration has to be done correctly. We have a process in place for a reason. And that process is in place to protect American citizens and our way of life. And so what the Biden administration allowed to happen during that period of time that they control the White House, in my opinion, it's criminal because they've endangered American citizens. Sure, of all of those immigrants that came into the country that we know of, approximately 20 million people, right? Most of those people are really good people. They just want a better life for themselves and for their loved ones. But they have to pay the price as a result of a small percentage of people who, make no mistake, Patrick, they came here for nefarious reasons. They came here to do us harm. And that is why our immigration process, it has to be fixed. We have to do a better job of it, but we also have to adhere to it, right? So before, I get a bunch of people out there, especially minorities, going like, oh, he's a Black dude and he's against immigration. He's a fucking sellout. First off, I want to say, F y'all. I don't give a shit what you think. If you can't hear the words coming out of my mouth, then that's a you problem. That's not a me problem, because I am not against legal immigration. I love all people, but I think that we have to do it the right way because we got to protect our country and our citizens. I'm a father. I don't want anything happening to my children as a result of this problem. So I like diving into the conversation right here. Obviously, it's a massive topic. out in the world today, out in the United States of America. And we got to do something about it, man, because it's kind of too late. Bad people have been let into the country, and I'll wrap it up the same way that you did. Eventually, probably sooner rather than later, Patrick, this shit's going to come to a head, and there's going to be a very stiff and bloody price that we have to pay as a result of it.
Well said. I'll even say we are paying a price already. Maybe you or I, maybe not directly, but there have definitely been families that have had to suffer the consequences of unchecked migration to this country. That's just the price of doing business. That is that the Biden administration put the American people in. How many Americans today would be alive if there were tighter border security, right? Including drug trafficking, not just bad people coming over, but the stuff coming through the borders as well, right? All like it was just malfeasance, and you know this one name gets swept away in all of it. Alejandro Mayorkas. He was the head of that. He was the head of that immigration disaster for 4 years. I want his ass in the hot seat, right? Biden, that dude was shot anyway. We all know that. But Mayorkas was the guy behind it, making sure all this, right? Ordering forklifts to come in to lift up the temporary border fencing that the Texas governor put in at one point. Like completely, I don't give a shit what this looks like. I am letting as many people into this country as possible. And then he says, oh, no, legally, there's really no laws for immigration. Like, this dude is so shot. How is this guy not charged for anything? Like that's what I'm talking, like just something as basic as that is so blatant and obvious of what happened here for 4 years. And people had to sit there, basically told, eat shit. This is what we're doing. And we know it's illegal. And our government facilitated it, but yet people within our government that facilitated are not being held accountable. That's what is driving people maddening. At least driving me nuts.
It's driving me mad. It's driving me mad because what it comes down to is this. The American judicial system is broken. All right, let's just admit it. It is broken.
You don't
right?
say. You don't say.
And there is a serious double standard that splits it down the middle, right? So basically, if you're one of the haves versus the have-nots, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can get away with anything that you want to. If you're one of the haves, if you're in the cool kids circle versus the masses, like the normal human beings like you and me, right? Like look at COVID. Look at all the double standards that we witnessed during COVID. Let me just say, you know, what did we find out about Nancy Pelosi and all the stuff she was doing during COVID, like going out and getting their hair done and all this crazy stuff. Meanwhile, Californians were being told that they were going to get put in jail if they didn't stay in their homes. All of it is this massive double standard. In my opinion, the way that the border crisis was handled by the Biden administration, the way that we pulled out of Afghanistan, all of that shit is criminal. Man, people died as a result of incompetence from our nation's leadership. That's criminal, in my opinion. People should go to jail. Look at everything that we've learned about the COVID-19 pandemic now after the fact. Why aren't people in jail? Like, it's very easy for all of us to read. Let's just talk about ivermectin for one moment. There's plenty of information out there right now, right? RFK leaked a bunch of information in a couple of his most recent books. Sources, data, sources supporting that data, talking about the use of ivermectin and how it could have basically killed the COVID-19 virus. We didn't need a lockdown. We didn't need to pump people full of rushed vaccinations that we still don't know what's going to be the outcome of us putting that stuff in our bodies, right? Like, I'm still pissed off that I took those vaccinations, and I only took them because I had a 1-year-old baby at home, and my ex-wife was a doctor. She was still going to the hospital, and I was worried about my child. But I don't know what's going to be the result of that. I don't know what that stuff's doing in my body. We got people out there dropping dead as a result. of taking those vaccinations. So why aren't those people that were in charge of all of that, why aren't they being put in jail? Why aren't they at a very minimum, why aren't they being drugged into court to answer for what they've done? The American judicial system is broken, in my opinion. And the big joke of it is that, you know, you got people in the state of California that have been in prison for years and that will continue to be in prison for years for selling a dime bag of weed. And Kamala Harris built her career on stepping on those people that look just like her. Well, when she's in a mood to say that she's black, right? But people that look just like her for selling weed. Meanwhile, again, let's come over here and take a look at the criminal behavior around how we pulled out of Afghanistan alone. How many American lives did we put in danger as a result of how we pulled out of Afghanistan? So, yeah, man, I think that the American judicial system is broken. It's full of double standards. And again, all of this stuff is going to come to a head sooner or later, because I think Americans are waking up slowly but surely. I think Americans are waking up and they're starting to ask these questions of, hey, what the hell is going on? We don't like how this feels. This doesn't look right anymore. This doesn't sound right anymore. And it's time for people to get up and do something about it. And of course, that's not me advocating for violence or overthrowing our government, but it does mean that people have to be willing to get up, do their work, do their research, and have a greater level of awareness than what they're used to, because things are no longer what they seem. In fact, it's at the point where if I can see it with my eyes and hear it with my ears, I'm immediately skeptical. I start questioning everything, because unfortunately, we've learned over the last several years that our nation's leaders, so-called leaders, in a lot of cases, they're lying to us about everything. But we follow this judicial system that's completely destroyed, in my opinion.
Oh boy, you open Pandora's box.
And I did it on purpose. I'm tired of holding my tongue, right? I'm tired of being frustrated because I'm seeing what is like a public train wreck. And I'm like, can anybody see this shit? It's right here in front of us. Like, am I the only person seeing this? And honestly, like, I'm tired, and I'm not going to hold my tongue anymore. I don't fucking care anymore.
I hear you, man. The courts are a big problem. It's a problem when ideology trumps principle, and that's what's going on in the court system. Ideology, leftist bullshit, trumps practical law and constitutional rights. It's plain and simple. There are people sitting on the judicial bench that will rather rule in favor of a political ideology instead of being the principal ruler of right and wrong of what's happening in our society. And that is the point of having the courts. The courts are there in order to right or wrong in society, to protect the citizens from government and from each other. That's not how courts operate anymore. And depending which state you're in, you'll get a different view on a law. That shouldn't be the case when you're talking about federal law. Federal law should be what it is, but it's not anymore. Federal law is how it makes me feel, how I think it makes someone else feel. I got to put my lens on it now to make sure it fits a narrative so that I now score political points with my political party. So now that when they gain more power, my name can now work its way up I'm going to get nominated for a federal branch. I can get nominated for this branch. I get nominated to the Supreme Court, right? So like you have all these federal activist judges, and I'll be honest, dude, I'm in the middle of something of this right now. Put my name into Google, type my name into Google. I'm in the middle of a federal lawsuit for my civil rights being violated by my former employee at school district. Court system says I have no standing. And I could be fired for what happened to me. So we're in the middle of appealing all of this. But the courts are hijacked, big time. I can't even get in the courtroom to have an oral argument to see if this can proceed. And the amount of, there's a lot out there, man. Just put it in there, do your reading. But yeah, man, the courts need to be fixed. And you have these judges now that let out offenders because they want to. They can't be rehabilitated. Oh, no, I disagree. No, the jury found them guilty. Did you see what happened in Minnesota a couple months ago or a couple weeks ago? Jury found a Somali man guilty of fraud, multi-million-dollar fraud.
Yep.
The judge threw out the jury's verdict and let the guy go. Like, we cannot have judges behaving this way, and yet they are, right? I'm very happy to see that the judge in, I believe it was Milwaukee, somewhere in Wisconsin, there was a judge that was arrested because she helped an illegal alien escape. She finally got sentenced. She was found guilty, got sentenced. Good, that's one. How many others need to be charged? How many others, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is so wide, so big. And if you don't act and get these judges out, either through impeachment hearings or through criminal charges, the court system is just going to keep grinding us down. They're going to keep grinding down us pro-patriots until we're dust. Because the courts are the only thing we have left between us and them. And the courts are overrun by radical leftist judges. Facts.
Yeah, I think that most Americans, don't realize how steep this slippery slope is, and how quickly this sort of practice is going to get out of hand. So when I look at this problem, I have to zoom out and look at our country as a whole. And honestly, Patrick, I think that everything that we're dealing with in America today, this is a culture problem. It's a culture problem. We swung the pendulum too far, man. Like, and that's pretty standard of America. Like, we have very little middle ground, and it's you're either on the left, and not just on the left, but on the far left, or you're on the right, and not just the right, but the far right. And like, there's no more middle ground of, yeah, man, I don't really agree with that, but that's cool. Like, we can be friends anyway. Like, yeah, let's go grab a beer. Like, there's no more of that. What we, like, as normal people, witness from the privacy of our homes or our smartphones when we're looking at a news feed is far right, far left. Everybody in between gets ignored, and it's just brutality and war. And we either got to believe one side or believe the other. But I'm at the point where I don't believe any of them anymore, because I've just learned that they're all lying to us, and that has become American culture. So all of the massive problems that we're dealing with in the United States today, whether you're talking about crime, whether you're talking about immigration, whether you're talking about the judicial system, on and on and on, it is a result of the culture that we have created in this country. And it's destroying us. It really, really is. When you look at the court system alone, like you said it, man, it should be pretty black and white. Laws, especially federal laws, are written for a reason. There should be no bending or breaking of those laws. They're in place for a reason. If you go out and break one of those federal laws, your ass is going to go to prison faster than you can blink. But if one of our nation's leaders bends or breaks one of those laws, they're fine. I mean, just look at all of the congressmen and women, men and women in the Senate. Like, we know how much money these people make on paper, bro. Like, this is just one example. We know how much money these people make on paper. All you got to do is go to the Google and look this stuff up. It's publicly available data. Meanwhile, all of these cats are multimillionaires, like gazillionaire type multimillionaires, but on their government salaries. How in the hell is that even possible? But let you get a stock tip from one of your buddies that's in a company that's about to go viral in public, and then you place a bet, and like, you're going to get hit up for insider trading. Again, the entire thing is broken, and it's a culture problem in the United States. All of it comes down to culture. Crime, lawfare, any instances of racism, bigotry, misogyny, the feminist movement, all of it is a problem of culture, and we got to fix it. In my opinion, and I'm probably going to get crucified for this, right? But here's the thing. I don't care. Come find me. We can talk about it in person. Just remember, I bled for this country. I got no fucking problem doing it again. We have to get back to a place where we are not afraid to say no to people that don't qualify, and I mean truly qualify for leadership positions. We can't have people in leadership positions who are prone to making emotional decisions versus logical decisions. We can't have people in leadership positions that are prone to lying instead of telling us the truth, even when their voice is shaking. Because if you don't tell me the truth, I don't have all the information. I can't make an intelligent decision. So I need you to be honest with me. I think that we have to get back into a place where, and I want to be really careful about this, because I don't want to alienate people from the show, and I don't want to offend people. I'm just going to tell the truth. I think that we have to get back into a place where most leadership positions are filled by men, and not just men, but good men. All right? Because having a man in a leadership position that is not God-fearing, that doesn't believe in the utilitarian point of view, meaning like, hey, what's best for most of my people? I know I'm not going to be able to make everybody happy, and that's cool, but if I do this, it's going to be what's best for most of the people. We need people in positions of leadership that make decisions that way. We need good men that actually understand the consequences of their decisions. Like, hey, if you press this button, people are going to die, and not just bad people, but there are going to be some good people that die too. Right? Are you going to go visit the families of those fallen soldiers? Are you going to go explain to all of the families of my friends that died in Afghanistan why we're pulling out of Afghanistan the way that we are doing it so shamefully? Are you going to go and talk to them? Are you going to go, okay, now I'm pissed off? Are you going to go fucking explain to my friends' families why you're still sending the Taliban, my enemy, more than $50 million a week for their fallen? What about the families of my friends that died in those mountains and in those valleys in that country? Enough is enough. I'm over it. I think that we have to get back to a point where we are assigning most of these leadership positions to men, and not just any man, but good men. Men that know the difference between right and wrong, men that are willing to tell the truth, even if their voice is shaking, men that are okay with making an unpopular decision if he knows in his heart that it is for the greater good of most people in this country. We need people in leadership positions that have the guts to go, nope, time out, do not cut that check. I'm not sending another single penny outside of my house to somebody else who probably hates me anyway, right? Until I get my house in order. Our country is what's the number now, Patrick? Like 35, 36 trillion dollars in debt.
Yep.
But
Yep,
we're still sending billions of dollars overseas to other countries. And again, this rant I'm on has nothing to do with the people of those countries. I love people. Most of those people are suffering at the hands of horrible leadership, just like we are here in the United States of America. But my point still stands. Like, yeah, neighbor, I love you, but I can't give you $500 right now because $500 is all I have left to my name until I get paid in 3 weeks and my children have to eat. I'm sure you can understand. And if you don't, I don't fucking care. I got to take care of my family. And I could go on and on and on, and I'll cut it there. But I think that we have to do something about the people that we are putting in charge in leadership positions. And we need people that are willing to grab the culture that we've created in this country by the throat and say, this isn't going to fly anymore. We have to change things, whether people like it or not. We've got to change things. We're not going to fucking allow teachers in schools to tell our minor children that it is okay for them to go out and get a sex change. I'm sorry, I don't care who it offends. Yes, I know you're gay and I love you anyway. You're still my friend. I don't care. And if somebody tries to attack you for being gay, I'll smash their face in because I don't care. You're my friend. I love you. But this over here is wrong. And we're just not going to do that. If that kid wants to grow into an adult and be homosexual when they're an adult and get a sex change, okay, that's on them. I don't care. If that's what makes you happy, that's between you and God. But can we please bring common sense back into decision making, because we're destroying the country if we don't. And all of this is a national security risk, by the way. Just going back to what we were talking about with illegal immigration. Again, man, the numbers are really simple, Patrick. If I've got approximately 20 million people that came into the country, most of which are undocumented, if I take even a conservative 5% of that number, that is still way too many variables that could be cruising around this country with nefarious thoughts going on in their minds about how they're going to destroy the United States of America. That's just way too many people that could be scattered across the United States right now, waiting to set off a chain of events across this entire country that would burn our country to the ground. It was just totally irresponsible and it was criminal, in my opinion. And we got to fix it. I don't know how the current administration is going to fix it. I know ICE is out there kicking ass and taking names and doing everything that they can. Our local law enforcement is doing everything that they can. But in my opinion, the juggernaut has started running already, and there's no way we can stop them. It's going to take a hard reset.
Yeah, you said a lot there. But you said a lot there, Ty. 20 million over 4 years, right? Like, we would have to deport the same amount that were coming in per day under the Biden administration, and we're not doing that. We're not doing that. So it's a net loss. Like, no matter how much Trump and the admin can make up, it's going to be a net loss. They won that battle. We could win a little bit of that back, 15, 20, maybe 50%. If he gets 10 million out in 4 years, I'll give the dude credit. But I don't think that's going to happen either. We're probably looking at maybe 3 to 4 at most. At most.
And here's the thing, man. Again, like I love people, bro. I love all people. I wish that there were a way that we could effectively just go after the bad actors, you know, and everyone else that's come. It's like, okay, look, like, people are here now. We're not going to kick people out and have them, you know, sleeping at the border and trying to figure out like, no, these are good people. They just wanted to have a good life and have something good for their loved ones, right? I wish there was a way we could just identify all of the bad actors and go after them, and then put those other people in a process to go, okay, well, you're here now, and, you know, so, well, let's just get you in this process, and let's get you paying taxes, and let's get you to live in a better life. It's just pretty much impossible to do that.
Yeah, so you need a hard reset. So,
yeah,
thinking about running for office, we need you said we need good men. I can think.
Not just no, but hell no.
Why not?
Nah, bro. No, it's what's it gonna do, right?
Well, you see, a good man doesn't want to do the job. Good men don't want to do that job.
Well, it's because I have common sense. Well, it's not even that. It's just that I am not willing. So for a few reasons, I am not willing to do that. First and foremost, how many of my friends have I seen leave the military, go into public service, only to change? They get behind the curtain, they see what's going on back there. And I don't, this isn't me blaming them. I don't even think that it's their fault necessarily. I think that more along the lines of win and Rome, right? But it's almost like it's inevitable that it will change you, and you're either going to get on board or bad is going to happen, right? You're either going to go to jail, they're going to take your bank accounts, they're going to cancel you, all kinds of crazy stuff. Also, I'm not willing to put my family through that shit. I'm just not. I put my family through enough the couple of decades that I spent serving this country in the United States Navy. Not to mention, like, you're probably already kind of capturing the kind of person that I am dude, it would drive me mad because I've seen my friends go into government service and they haven't been able to change anything. So why do I think I'm going to be able to change anything? No, I would lose my mind. I would be the dude, up at the Senate, literally screaming at people because I can't get them to make common sense decisions. So no, I don't think that's for me.
So so you can't fix the swamp.
No.
So how's it end?
I don't.
Right? Like if the swamp
I hate to say it, man.
and you can't drain the swamp, what happens with the swamp?
A hard reset happens eventually. I hate to say it, brother, but a hard reset happens eventually. Eventually, all of this shit is going to come to a head, right? And I am the last person on the planet to ever advocate for anything even remotely close to a civil war anywhere, let alone in my own country. But it's some kind of hard reset is coming, whether we like it or not, whether it's kicked off by terrorism, whether it's kicked off by another pandemic, and people are like, fuck that. Nope, not listening to you this time, right? Not sticking my hand back in that oven, right? Or whether it's the result of Americans waking up and saying enough is enough. Something's coming sooner rather than later, in my opinion.
And what's amazing with what you just said to me is I feel that the other side feels the same way.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The other side wants it.
Yeah.
They want it, and they want it for nefarious reasons. Why do you think they let all these people in?
Yeah.
Again, for me, it's like a train wreck, bro. It's like, it's terrible, but I can't turn my eyes away from it because I understand the steps that it takes to create a coup d'etat in a country. I know the playbook. I helped write that motherfucker. I can see it with my own eyes. I can see what's happening in the country right now, and it's not good. And I'm telling you right now, we are nearing the headshot. We're nearing the headshot. Like a couple more decisions that really crash the American economy, and we're in a tremendous amount of trouble. That reset is coming.
Yeah. Well, what is it? I think it's 3 days without food. I think that's, 72 hours if you can't eat. That's when stuff's really going to pop. People can only go 3 days without eating. I believe it. Man, I'm cranky after 12 hours. So if you go 3 days, man, I'm sure. And then desperation creeps in, right? So yeah.
Fear is the number one tool used to control.
So how are you handling this then? How do you mentally prepare or physically prepare? Or like, what are you doing to navigate this is my question then. How are you doing and what you're doing to navigate it?
Great question. No, great question. So on one side of the answer, it's very warm and fuzzy and fluffy, right? So prepare yourself.
Okay.
And on the other side of the answer, it is the polar opposite, as you can imagine. So on the warm and fluffy side, a lot of self-care. Brother, I do a tremendous amount on a daily basis to regulate my central nervous system. A tremendous amount. Prayer, meditation, working out, heat therapy, cold plunge therapy, reading, studying God's word. Like 24 hours a day, I am completely mindful of my central nervous system. Hey, am I walking around jacked up and pissed off and like looking over my shoulder, right? Or am I managing an individual frequency and vibration that allows me to be calm, even in the face of terror, calm, even when pressure and duress is being put on me because I got to make a split-second decision, like no matter what, I've got to keep that cool. And I work on that all day, every day. And I'm constantly talking about it on social media to my followers. Now, on the other side of that coin, again, it's the polar opposite. It is my duty as a man in this country, as a child of this country, as a father, as a son, as a provider, it is my duty to also be a protector. It is my duty to do something every day that increases my individual lethality as a patriot of this country, whether it's working out and making sure that I stay in shape. I don't want to have to get ready. I want to stay ready and always be ready at the drop of a hat if my country needs me to pick up the sword again or come off the bench, right? But I manage the velvet and I manage the iron on a daily basis. And it keeps me right in the middle to where I have total awareness of what's happening around me in this physical world, what I should be questioning because I can see it with my eyes and hear it with my ears. But I also do a great job of managing my central nervous system so that I can be even more aware of what's happening in the spiritual world around me, what's happening that I can't see, that I can't hear, that I can only feel if I'm open to it. And having the ability to measure energy that way has saved my life on several occasions on the battlefield, as you can imagine. And so I work on central nervous system regulation every day religiously, and I am constantly improving my lethality as an individual patriot of this country. All you can do is stay ready so that you don't have to get ready.
Well said. Well said. I wish I did all that.
Start, brother. Start. If you're not praying every day, you better start praying and spending time in the presence of our Creator every single day. If you're not meditating, Patrick, start meditating every day, even if it's just 5 minutes of shutting out everything in this world and going internal in your heart where the kingdom of God lives. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day of breath work and just bringing yourself down and just fully relaxing. But I mean, dude, I walked around just completely charged up and jacked up for a couple of decades, and not to mention several years after retiring from the SEAL teams, because that was just the world that I was living in, right? And now, no, I feel like I'm living a pretty normal life. I go out to dinner with people and they're like, hey, do you have to sit right here so that you can see the doors and like, you know who's behind you? And I'm like, no, I don't need to do that shit anymore, but I am ready regardless of when and where shit pops off.
Gotcha. Yeah. My wife and I have started to go back to church over the past year or so. So God has definitely become more of a central focus in our life. What we're going through right now, we believe God has placed his hand on our family for a specific reason. So it's kind of crazy to think about God and to talk about God out loud, but yeah, man, he's out there. It's crazy. You may not think he's talking to you or listening to you or moving the chessboard or moving the pieces, but he does. And I believe he selects people. Like, no one's never not in a situation that God didn't intend them to be in, I believe. God doesn't give you more than what you can take. Now, when God gives you a whole bunch of shit, you should wear that as a badge of honor and be like, yeah, he thinks I could take this.
That's right.
I get mad at him sometimes for this, though. Don't get me twisted here. I get like, yo, man, you come on, man. I know you think I can, but does that mean I really need to right now? Right? Like that. But I feel you, man. I get it. It's something like, I went to Catholic high school growing up too, right? So like I've been in it, but I wasn't fully practicing for a while, man. I'll be honest. I wasn't for a long time. And things have happened that have brought me back to it. It's brought my wife and us as a family to church. My kid loves going to church now. They have little he comes to the service with us. He likes the music, but then he wants to go to kids' church because then he gets his own little lesson with his little friends. Dude, it's not. It's way different. It's a way, like, the message is still there, but it's different than the way I went to church growing up. Like the new age, I guess it's new age church that's going on. But the message is there. You are in the presence of God, and you feel it when you, like, legitimately, we go to service and there's got to be probably close to 1,000, 2,000 people there. Like, this place is packed out. And
people are seeking. They really are. Again, I think people in this country are waking up. Again, all of this stuff is going to come to a head probably sooner before later, because I think a lot of people in this country are waking up. Again, enough is enough. Who's been tricking us to think this way? Who's been stealing our light and making us hate one another for stuff that has nothing to do with one another? Like, people are waking up. And a part of the problem with culture in America today is that our culture has become nearly, if not completely, godless, man. Seriously.
Intentionally done. Intentionally
done.
Yes.
Right? And we're playing with fire. A lot of people don't understand. We are playing with fire. In my opinion, America has become the modern day Babylon. We're literally rewriting the story of Sodom and Gomorrah in the United States of America. It's almost like we're daring God, like, you won't do it. And I'm just like, oh, yes, he will. You need to shut your fucking mouth and get on your knees and pray right now, because we're in a lot of trouble. And here is what I believe. And again, like, people can crucify me for this. Like, I don't care. My father was crucified so that I would have eternal life. And I was made in his image. So if that's what I got to go through, I'll go through it, right? But I'm not a religious person, Patrick. I don't believe in religion. I don't. I will go to church. I like to go to church because I like to be in the spirit and around other people that believe and humble themselves before God, before our Creator. But make no mistake, I don't have to go to church. I don't have to go to synagogue in order to be with my Creator. No, Jesus died for me so that I could be with him 24 hours a day, regardless of where I am and what time it is, right? I don't have to go kick it with the Pharisees and the Sadducees in order for me to be with my Creator. I think that, and look, I've read the Bible cover to cover. I needed to know for myself. And I don't think that the Bible is a religious book. I don't. I think it's a love story from God to us. I think it's his instruction manual from him to us, according to how we can experience heaven on earth. I think what he's trying to tell us is like, hey, man, you don't have to die in order to come to heaven and be with me. Like, there is a way you can be with me and live heaven on earth and be as happy as you could ever imagine being. And I know that that's possible, bro, because God created everything with balance in it. Everything has balance. Good, bad, up, down, left, right, night, day, right? Yeah. Light, darkness, heads, tails. I could go on and on and on. Everything was created with balance. And so I know there's a such thing as hell on earth. I know it. I've seen it. I've lived through it. I've experienced it more than I care to even tell you about. Therefore, there has to be a such thing as heaven on earth. So I'm not a religious person, but I'm very spiritual. I am very much in tune with my Creator. I am him and he is me. We are one. So I consider myself to be a spiritual being, and I can feel and experience a lot more than I can actually see and hear. And that's why I feel so strongly about the stuff that I'm saying, because I don't just see this happening, but I can feel it. And I felt it more and more and more over the last several years. I've talked to a lot of people about this and how my feelings and my emotions have come alive over the last several years. But I think that's a part of the problem in America is the world weaponized religion to the point where it's turned people off because people realize they're being controlled and they're being taken for granted. And it's caused so many people to walk away from the idea of God that is destroying the culture in this country, because people aren't afraid of God anymore. They're not afraid of the consequences of doing evil unto other people.
Yeah. And with God really being removed from society intentionally has lasting consequences. If it does. And yeah, people have their own individual choice on whether or not they want to pursue their religion, right? Freedom of worship. They have the right to. But when it's not being advertised as much as thongs and bras and porn, right?
Bro, I'm telling you, we're in trouble. We are
Right.
in a tremendous amount of trouble. We are the modern day Sodom and Gomorrah.
And that's the problem when you have, and you know, we caused this because we actually had a good society. Like things were going well
We
for
did.
a while, and we got lazy,
We did.
got fat, we got complacent, and now poof, here we are. No one's paying attention.
Look at the country our grandfathers built when they came back from World War II. They built the greatest country on the planet in the history of the world, bro.
I know.
That's what we got to grow up in, right? Now we are, I think we're nearing, well, my hope is that we are on the tail end of our 40 years of hard times. That's what my hope is. And not that I'm completely backwards and we're at the beginning of it, but I know that we're in trouble. Where we are right now, we are in trouble.
I agree, and I think it comes down to just one simple statement. There's nothing that unifies us anymore.
No.
And the left, specifically the left, did a great job of doing that. When you were speaking earlier about, you know, immigration done the way immigration was done earlier, done the right way. Yeah, there was a process. There was a process to come to this country. And then when you came to this country, you didn't get a free cell phone. You didn't get a free hotel room. You got dropped at the dock. Hopefully you had someone here that you go stay with. Otherwise, you and whoever was you on the ship with pulled your money, got a room, and lived 15 in a small-ass apartment sometimes together for a long time, right? But those people came here for a better life. And the belief that they can achieve that better life in this country. And that's what made this country great, was that everyone believed that. Everyone that was coming here, wanting to be here, they flocked to America because they were oppressed everywhere else. This was, right, the beacon of freedom.
That's right.
Right? That doesn't mean come here and you get to do whatever the hell you want and I have to accept everything you bring here, right? Like that got twisted way along the way. And the assimilation of coming into America, like, don't get me wrong, there is good and bad in American culture as well.
Right.
But if you assimilate into the American culture of a good work ethic, educate yourself, and want to just produce something, life would turn out to be okay for you more often than not in this country.
Right.
But the belief of that is totally shredded. The youth in this country believe, the younger generation in this country believe that if I'm not succeeding, it's because of X, or if I'm succeeding, it's because of this. And that's been injected into the school systems into these kids. That kids actually don't even know each other, but they see each other at school and they hate each other. They despise each other based on just what they look like. And that had nothing to do with society teaching kids that. That's what was taught to the kids in the school system. And I challenge anybody to come debate me on that preaches this work in the school system. Come debate me on that. I dare you. Because I lived it, I worked it, I did it. And that is exactly what happens in the school system. And then it teaches kids in this country to hate this country, dude. It demoralizes kids that love this country, being taught this by their teachers. And it creates a hatred within the kid for their own country that is And no, everyone else in the world wants to come here, so I don't understand. But it's
too far. It's just gone way too far.
Yes, sir.
We need an adult in the room. We need an adult in the room to go, hey, look, everybody stop what you're doing right now. We're not doing that. No. I understand that's going to hurt your feelings. And I'm sorry, I don't want to hurt your feelings. I care about you as a human being. I care about your beliefs. I care about the culture that you come from. But we're not doing that. That's not right. First and foremost, this is America. We don't play that shit. Second, that's simply not right. So we're not going to do that. I don't care about who we're offending. We're not going to take a 7-year-old kid and allow him to turn himself into a girl or allow her to turn herself into a boy. Why? So when they're 19 years old and they've got some maturity and they're like, what in the hell did I do? Like, no, we're just not going to do that. We need an adult in the room. And we need people in leadership positions that honestly, like, they know they're going to get crucified and they just don't care. They're like, no, we have to get the country back on track because we're making decisions where at least like we're self-cannibalizing as a nation right now.
Yeah. And how I see this going, how I truly see this going is legitimately people moving to states that they politically align with. Like
100%.
Legitimately.
That's what I did, dude. I never thought I would do that.
I can't get out of here. I can't get out of here.
I never thought that I would do that. I never thought I would be one of those people that was just so done that I would leave the state of California. I love California. Now I'm in Florida.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I left California 2 years ago as a result of divorce. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to move forward with the plan. And I established residency in the amazing state of Arizona, out in Scottsdale, Arizona, my favorite city. But I recently moved to Miami, Florida, just over the last week to raise my daughter because my 6.5-year-old daughter moved out here with my ex-wife. And there was no way in hell I was going to let my baby grow up without me. And so I said, all right, fine. I packed up everything and I moved to Florida over the last week. And I'm figuring it out now that I'm here.
Well, congratulations. Congratulations.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
But yeah, I would like to go to Florida. I would love to go to Florida.
I got to tell you, bro, I like it a lot so far. Yeah, I like it a lot.
I have family in Florida. My in-laws live in Florida. They live in the Villages retirement community. I don't know if you ever heard of that or not.
No.
It's up by Ocala. Place is sick.
Okay. Yeah, that's not too far from here.
Like everyone's got their own golf cart. Like it's dude, yeah, man. Yeah. And politically I align. Like it is what it is at this point. You know, like I want like if my kid's having questions about their gender at school, which my kid won't, but in case, God forbid, he ever does, I want a state that says, okay, that school needs to call me, not hide it from me in order to protect the kid from his MAGA dad. Like,
yeah, those people should go to fucking jail. Those people need to go to jail, in my opinion.
There are laws on the books. Colorado has them. California has them, where counselors do not need to tell parents that their kids are questioning their gender. It is crazy. And then some kids actually like get into these discussions with their parents like, Mom, Dad, like that's Susie over there, but that's really Johnny, but he goes by Susie at school. But do I go call him Susie in front of his mom because I don't know if his mom knows, right? Like you have kids literally having these conversations with parents because the school system's in the middle of all the bullshit. And then you have kids out there that like, I want to say hi to my friend, but I don't know what to call my friend because I don't know if I can call them this, that, or the other thing in front of their parent. And these are young kids that are in elementary school, 5th, 6th grade. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. I think it's beyond crazy. I really, really do. Kids depend on grown-ups to be the voice of reason in their lives. Kids will fucking kill themselves if we let them. They just don't know any better. They're just being kids, man.
Right.
They're just cruising around. They're not thinking about consequences. They'll kill themselves if we let them. They depend on us to be the voice of reason in their lives and to teach them the difference between right and wrong so that when they become adults, we've set them up for success, not confusion. And we're setting them up for confusion.
Yeah. And we're also setting them up to like, hey, I have to validate every time you feel a certain way. Like, I don't know about you, Ty, but in the real world, no one gives a shit about what my feelings feel like. I don't know if people care about your feelings. People really don't give a shit about mine, especially the court system.
We're teaching these kids to hate themselves.
Yeah, man.
We're literally teaching them. We're teaching these kids to hate themselves. We are teaching children to hate God's creation. We are teaching children to question God's creations. We're teaching them to question God's ability to create perfectly, exactly the way that he intended. Who is their biggest
threat? Who is teaching this, and who was a threat? Who was out there preaching this? Became really popular. We had you on the same week.
Who's that?
They took out Charlie.
Oh yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
So like when you go out there,
that really broke my heart.
Yes, sir. When you go out there and you preach that message and you connect with that younger generation and you help spark that revival, you should be held up. No. Charlie was seen as a threat. He can't stand. He can't go out there.
It's a culture problem. Yeah, it is a culture problem in this country now, Patrick. And these kids are so confused; they don't even know which way is up, bro.
Yeah. And the immediate answer is he deserves to die for what he says. Like, I don't know anybody on our side, and when I say outside, like the right, the conservative side, whatever you want to call us. Like, I don't know anyone that's ever said, yeah, that person deserved to be killed. You know what I'm saying? Like, for saying what they said.
I would never say that.
Like, but like AOC should be offed, right? No one says that. She should be out of Congress. She should be out of Congress.
Yes.
But like, we don't go around saying that or celebrating that. The other side consistently celebrates death, destruction, and violence towards us. Like, I don't know how you continuously coexist in a society that one side perpetually wants to destroy and shit on the other side. We just want to survive, dude. We just want to survive.
Well, that's the thing,
and our
bro.
Kids to be left alone.
They don't want us to coexist. That's the thing. They don't want us to coexist. They want us to either get on their bandwagon or fucking die. That's what they want. And you know who that sounds like to me? Fucking Taliban. The American Taliban. That is what that sounds like to me. You either get on this train and you conform to how we're living and how we want you to live, or we're going to fucking kill you and we're going to take your kids away from you and blah, 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 blah. And to me, I say, good luck.
But what did we do with the Taliban? We never defeated them. We withdrew.
No. Yeah, but that's the thing. We withdrew. We could have defeated them. America doesn't fight wars to win anymore.
And neither does the right. Neither do the conservatives. We don't play to win. We don't play to win. And what's going to happen is we're going to lose and get smoked. And those that are above us, that are on our side, they're like, oh, yeah, go, yeah. They'll still be fine. And we're going to get stomped. We're going to get stomped hard.
Absolutely. Because make no mistake, the other side is playing to win, and they're playing for blood, and they mean business.
Yeah, and they get away with it. And they get media protection all over the place, too, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
It's a fight we can't ignore, but how is it a fight we win?
Yeah.
Let me ask you that one. Let's close with that question. How do we win this fight?
Man, that's a really deep question. I don't know if I want to even pretend to know the answer to that, bro. And that is such a complex question. It's so deep. Bro, because these are layers we're talking about.
Facts.
Here, Patrick. Like, we talk about needing to drain a swamp. Like, there's layers to that swamp. Facts. We don't even know who's who in the zoo. Like think about what I was saying earlier about the steps that it takes to affect a coup d'etat in a country. and think about where we are. We're at the end of the playbook. Smack dab in the middle of that playbook is splitting government. That's already been done, man. So how do we fix that? You've got Republicans that are looking at other Republicans going, what? No, we're not doing that. Who the fuck are you, by the way? I've never even seen you. Like, what are you talking about? You're Republican, right? And you've got Democrats that are doing the same thing. They're looking at one another like, I don't even know who you are. Like, nope, I don't agree. We've already split government. So our leaders can't even agree, bro, within the same party. They can't even agree.
Yeah.
The Republicans can't agree with one another. Democrats can't agree with one another. I don't freaking know how we fix this. Again, the problem is so big and hairy and complex. There's so many layers to it. I don't know. All I can feel is that it's going to come to a head sooner or later, and probably sooner. And I don't think it's going to be pleasant, however it goes down.
I feel you, man. There's nothing that unifies us anymore.
No.
There's no core. Like, I can't believe I'm saying
War
this,
doesn't
man.
even unify us anymore.
Like post
Terrorism
9/11.
doesn't even. Yeah, exactly.
Post 9/11, we were unified like you would not believe.
I've never felt anything like that in this country in my life, and I haven't felt it since.
Right. And look where we are 20 years later in my lifetime. Right?
Yep.
I was 20 years old in college when I was 19 in 18, a freshman year in college when that happened. And we were united, like everyone checking in on each other, didn't give a shit. We're here. How did we get here? You know, it's awful. And like, it makes me think, do we need something like this to happen again in order to bring this country together? Because I think if something like that happens again, we won't come together either, though.
I don't. That's the thing, Patrick. I don't think that it will. I don't think that we will.
Right? Like, I feel like the
we've
hatred
become
and rot.
That has become the culture.
Yep.
That's become the culture. So current day, if something like that happened in the United States, it's almost like you'd have half the country fucking celebrating and the other half going, we're going to kill these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's a mess.
I agree with you, man. I could easily see people celebrating a terrorist attack in this country that are American.
It already happens.
Yep.
It already happens. It already happens in neighborhoods in the United States of America. Look at how many how many kids were on college campuses celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
You're right, man.
And we allowed it.
Yep.
And it was allowed.
Yep.
We allowed them to do this.
Yep. You're right, man.
I'm telling you, we're in trouble.
It's disgusting, dude. It's disgusting. Whew. Yo, Ty, man, great conversation though, man. I hope you got a lot out of it,
man.
I thought it was a great conversation. I'm not trying to replace Joe or anything.
Did too.
I
No, it was great. This is stuff that needs to be talked about, Patrick. I was saying on social media the other day, I was like, yo, you know what? What have we been tricked? You know,
hit
they
us
say
with
the
your
three
social.
things.
Hit us with your social right now. What's your socials? I got you on Instagram at Coach Ty Smith. What are you on X?
Ty Smith on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. I'm also at Coach Ty Smith on LinkedIn. I'm Ty.Smith 31 / LinkedIn. What else am I on? On TikTok, I am also at Coach Ty Smith. Okay. I think that's about it.
Are you on X?
Not really.
Okay.
I need to. Yeah, I need to. I will.
Fair enough. Because I tried to find you on X and I couldn't find it.
No, I will. In fact, let me write that down. I need to get my shit together. But you've got the website up for Hero Consulting.
Yep.
We are an executive coaching and a leadership development shop. We work primarily with middle market businesses and publicly traded companies to help them tighten up their leadership so that they run the business and the smaller departments within the larger business more like a SEAL platoon, so that the business runs more efficiently and effectively and teams actually work together.
Do you focus on any woke ideology in your trainings?
No.
I know.
No.
I'm rising a little bit.
Absolutely not.
I was rising a little bit.
In fact, dude, most of this stuff that you and I talk about I won't even breach these topics in the corporate environment. This is just, you're getting like, this is just me, personal Tyrone Smith that you're getting.
I appreciate that. It's refreshing when you could be authentic and real and just, say what you think without judgment. It's nice.
I just don't care about people judging me no more.
Fair enough. Well, I don't judge. So that's kind of where I was going with that. But I forget we have people actually watching too. I forget. I forget people are actually watching when we're doing this.
And I'm glad people are actually watching.
Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, man. And I don't know if you know this or not. Joe just announced he's going to be running for Colorado governor too. So
I did not know that. That's amazing.
Yep, he threw his hat in the ring the day after Christmas. So he will be running for governor of Colorado, which we need some help out here. The state's crazy.
Yeah, I hear things are getting a little mad out there with
the scenery
immigrant rings taking over apartment complexes and shit.
That was a thing. Like Tren de Aragua took over North Aurora. My mother lives in North Aurora. Like I drove through and saw things that I'm like, yeah, this shit ain't normal. This ain't normal. Like legitimately on one street corner, there was 2 cars parked. One car was a 4-door blue sedan and had a one of those reflected things over the front windshield, right? Mm-hmm. And then behind it was a black box, not a box truck, like a black minivan. Dude, there was 2 dudes standing outside and 1 chick, okay? Everyone's wearing red, and 1 dude is brushing the girl's hair. Just brushing, and she was a pretty looking girl, had to be, I don't know, low 20s, pretty looking girl, just standing on the street corner, he's brushing her hair, the other dude just looking around. I'm figuring he's the muscle, that's the pimp, that's the prostitute, right there in broad daylight, right on, what was that, Alameda in Aurora, right there. Saw that, hand to God. And then there's another time, you got a couple of guys doing the bird whistle calls to each other on the streets. And I noticed there was a police car coming up the road. Once again, walking around where my mom lives, I hear the, right, and it was two gentlemen communicating with each other about the cop coming down the block. So yeah, TDA was all over North Aurora. They're still here. I ain't gonna lie to you, they're still around. They're all gone, but it's a real deal. Yeah, but no, they don't exist out here was Polis's stance. No, bullshit, they do. Come on out, Governor, let's take a walk. I'll walk with you down to Alameda. Let's go take a walk, brother. You wouldn't survive 2 minutes out there. But yeah, Colorado, the scenery is beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful
state. I love Colorado.
With the politics, different beast. And eventually
the same thing with California, man. I just couldn't take it. I couldn't take it anymore. I love California. I'm a surfer. I love Southern California. And I couldn't take it anymore.
It'll grind you down. They grind you down.
Yes, it will.
With all the shit they just shove down your throats. When all you're just trying to do is live your life and like save a little bit of money. Like that's it.
Dude, we didn't even talk about how families are divided as a result of all of this polarity, right? Families are divided as a result of all of this polarity. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be the first to admit that I supported President Trump. I voted for President Trump, and I don't fucking care who doesn't like it, because I certainly wasn't voting for the other choice. I think the country would be burning right now if Kamala Harris would have won the presidency. But my ex-wife, right, who's a good person, and she's very sound for the most part, she is as far opposite of my beliefs as you can get. And that was one of the reasons why we went separate ways. Our house was divided. And I hear this story from so many of my friends, so many veterans, law enforcement officers. Like, our homes are divided now. All of that is on purpose, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want we don't want kids that have our parents living together and happily married. No, because that's a threat to government control.
No, it's not our culture anymore.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It absolutely sucks.
It does suck.
I grew up in a single mom household. Like, my dad was not around when I was growing up. So
same here.
I have a 3-year-old. I'm 42, have a 3-year-old, married. I ain't going anywhere. Like, that kid is the most important thing to me. and I need to raise him
Absolutely.
and raise him the right way and prepare him for shit. That's my job. I don't get paid for
That's
it other
right.
than his love. I get his love.
Absolutely.
That's about it. And
That
hopefully
is literally why I packed up my shit and drove 3 days and moved to Miami, Florida at the drop of a hat because my child was moving here. I said, well, I guess I'm moving too.
Yeah. And I'm hoping maybe he'll, if I need it and he needs to wipe my ass when I'm in my 80s, he'll remember the dad raising him. Like that.
That's right.
That's the payment I'm looking for, buddy. That's really it. You don't gotta give me anything. Just if dad's shot and old and mom ain't around, you gotta take care of pops a little bit. That's all. But we'll have fun. But yeah, man, it's 100%. Like marriages have ended, friendships have ended, all politically induced.
Oh yeah.
And once again, it's ideology over all else. Ideology over principle, ideology over love. My loyalty is here, not there. It is crazy. And they talk
My
about...
hope is that people continue to wake up and realize that we're all being tricked into hating one another so that we can be controlled.
Yeah. And what I've learned, it takes people getting smacked in the face with the boomerang, though.
Yes. Yeah.
Like...
You're right.
You need to get smacked in the face with the boomerang, like, oh shit, that was, okay, I see it now. Oh, man, I see it, damn it. Right? And like, more and more people keep getting smacked with the boomerang. But I hope we got a lot more and they come out a lot more quicker. Like, I don't know what else to do. Like, I get hit with a boomerang. My wife got it. My family sees it, right? But some of my friends still didn't see it. Like, they need to get hit with a boomerang.
Well, one of the things that men like you and I can do, and this is what I am doing, right? It's why I'm a lot more public than I used to be. It's why I come on podcasts. I'm starting my own podcast here very shortly. Is because we have to have these conversations, man, whether people like it or not, whether they agree or not. We have to become comfortable having uncomfortable conversations. And we need to have those conversations not to win, but to have greater perspective as an individual. I want to learn about all of the things that you learned growing up in your culture so that I can measure them against the things that I learned, not so that I can decide who wins, but just so that I have greater perspective. I might learn something from your culture I can inject into my culture, and that helps my people. Just because I wasn't a stuck-up, arrogant asshole that felt like I couldn't learn anything from you because we're different. We got to have these conversations, man. And it doesn't matter who wins, but can we meet in the middle and create a better life for the generation coming up behind us? That's what I'm interested in.
And that's who needs to win. We don't need to win conversations, but we need to have these conversations in order to set up that future generation for this success.
I agree.
That's what I'm hearing from you, and I agree with you 100%. Because it's not about us. It's about them coming up behind us.
No, it's too late for us.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's too late for us. We're like, I'm 47. I'm halfway there. Like, I have to plan for the generations coming up behind me now.
Yeah, I want my kid to have a good, fruitful life and not being seen as public enemy number one for no reason. Like, no, dude.
Because he's a white male.
Exactly, dude. Like, he's 3 years old. The kid doesn't know.
Let's be honest.
You know
what I mean? Let's be honest. This country, again, one extreme to the next, Patrick, one extreme to the next. Like, we've gone from the black male being the enemy of the country and the biggest threat to America to now it's the white male. We go from one extreme to the next. It's like, hey, time out. Can we meet in the middle? No. What about the people that are actually fucking breaking laws? Can we say they are the enemy of the country, not just all black dudes or all white dudes? Like, can we add a little common sense, please? We don't do that anymore.
From your lips to God's ears, my man. That's where I'm at with that. Your lips to God's ears.
I'll say that shit.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm hoping he hears and like sprinkle some in. Hey, God, give a little nudge to a couple people. Start doing the right thing. Come to Jesus's moment. Like, it does happen. Let's start having the right people have those.
Yeah, and that's why it's important that we do stuff like this. Men like us can't be afraid to have these conversations and address those elephants in the room.
Nah, and there's nothing wrong with having a conversation. People that are scared of these conversations, there's only one reason why. It destroys everything it destroys them.
Everything they believe. Yeah.
And it's not being done intentionally. We're just going through matter of fact, very factual based, logic based. It's tough to stand up to facts and logic when your argument's based on emotion. And that's what a lot of it is.
Well, and that's why I think that we need more real men, good, strong, assertive, not toxic, faithful to God, honorable men in more leadership positions in this country, and most, if not all, of the leadership positions in this country, in my opinion. And I know women are going to hate me for saying that, but I just honestly, I don't fucking care. We need to make decisions that are going to be better for this country and not make this country worse. The current state of this country is a national security risk, and people aren't going to wake up until it's their front door getting kicked in by MS-13, until it's their bedroom window being smashed, and you got, you know, some gang member coming in to rape their women and children. People aren't going to believe until it's them, but then it's too fucking late.
Yep. Trust the victims of the effects now. Trust the victims of who it's happened to. These stories are real. It has happened. Just because it hasn't happened to you yet doesn't mean it won't. So, yeah, man. All true. Ty, great conversation, dude. Thanks for joining. And, dude, when you start your podcast, let us know.
I will absolutely let you know. Yeah, I'm working with a producer on it now. He called me up about a month ago after having me on his show and just insisted. He was like, dude, you have to do this. You have to. I'll do it all for you. Just come on, let me record you. Let's go. So yeah, we're going to get started here real soon. I'll let you know.
Awesome, dude. That's fun. Yeah, let us know. We'll definitely plug you, get some of our viewers to jump on board. Hell yeah. That's good stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'll pull you guys over to my show as well. And I'll be the one asking all the questions.
Down. I'm down.
Let's
I'm
go.
sure Joe would be too.
Hell yeah.
That'd be great.
Well, I want to talk to men like y'all. Again, real, good, fair, assertive, God-fearing men who believe in doing what's right.
Amen, brother. Appreciate that. Well, Ty, you have a happy new year, my man. You take care. And look, keep us up to speed, brother.
I will, brother. Happy New Year. God bless you. Be safe. I'll see you in 2026.
Yes, sir. Take care, Ty.
Later.
Woo. Man, yo, just a straight up good guy. Like, Ty is just a straight up good guy, has his head on right, understands the situation we're in. Just awesome. And he actually takes care of him. He takes care of himself as well. I don't do that so well. I definitely got to work on the calming myself down, maintaining my central nervous system. Because I do walk around elevated a whole bunch. I ain't gonna lie. Oh man, my father-in-law is gonna love seeing this one. Hey, Jim, are you still watching? All right. So yesterday, past 36, 48 hours has been real interesting. We've had some international issues going on, more things coming on back home with Somali fraud. But yesterday, you know, Joe alluded to a little bit on the show yesterday with Tommy. You know, Trump announced at a presser yesterday with Netanyahu that we launched into Venezuela. So I just want us to take a look at that. If you want to play C1, Damon, that'd be great.
Can you say anything more about the explosion in Venezuela that you mentioned in the radio interview? Did the military do that? Can you share more details about
Well, it doesn't matter, but there was a major explosion in the dock area where they load the boats up with drugs. So we hit all the boats, and now we hit the area. It's the implementation area. That's where they implement, and that is no longer around.
Is that the only strike that the U.S. has done?
I don't want to comment on
Mr. President.
So there he was confirming yesterday that, yeah, we did that. Is this still really about drugs? Or is it something deeper? You know, if it's about drugs, how come we're not doing military strikes in China with their fentanyl productions? How come we're not doing military strikes in Mexico? getting our military carriers off in the Gulf of America right there. Just out of curiosity. You know, I'm confused. It really can't all just be about the drugs, right? There's got to be more here. But if this is all about the drugs, well, there's about 5 other nations you better be hitting up, Trump, because just because you're taking out Venezuela is not stopping the drugs coming into this country. All right? That's not going to fix it. So maybe there's something more here. And what makes me think that is because Tommy and Joe were talking about it. China started encircling Taiwan. Okay? And if you throw up this post, there you go, thanks. China, thank you, Damon. China has blockaded Taiwan and surrounded the island with warships, military equipment, and troops. They are even conducting drone reconnaissance over Taipei. The Taiwanese government is asking locals not to photograph military movements and is preparing defensive positions. China describes these as large-scale exercises, but Taiwan reserves the right to respond to any perceived threats. According to the Taiwanese Ministry of National Defense, 89 military aircraft and 28 ships and Coast Guard vessels were registered near the island in a single day, the highest level of activity since October 15th, 2024. Now, if you take a look at that map, Damon, if you could just pull up that map, there you go. Now, if you take a look at that, Taiwan's closed off. Now, China responding to us striking Venezuela with the naval blockade, naval exercise, military operation outside of Taiwan? Well, I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole, and I've seen some things online, and it makes sense to me with China. You know, China was producing ballots in 2020, possibly being shipped over, right? So is this all tied to possible election machinery? We're letting you know, Venezuela, we're coming in. China knows if we come in, China knows we're going to find stuff that they've been coordinating. Is that all that happening behind the scenes? Or is this all just about drugs getting brought into America? I don't know. I hope it's bigger, to be honest with you. Like, if we're going to war with Venezuela, and if we're loading up all of our ships down there, and we're getting our military primed, ready to go, we're launching strikes in their borders now, it better be for something big, dude. It better be for, we got them. We got the elections. We got the election information. We're going in for Maduro. We're going into the we're going into the data centers. We're pulling it. We're taking them out. Here it is. I don't want to be let down again. But I hate to say with this administration, I've been let down more often than not, man. It sucks. But I really hope it's something bigger. I really do. I really do. And then you got the Ukraine-Russia fiasco going on. I don't know if you guys caught it yesterday, but I believe it was 2 nights ago now, right? Because, I think it's 2 nights ago now. Russia is saying Kiev launched, specifically Zelensky, I guess while he was over here, he was coordinating with his people back home, that they tried to attack Putin's residence with drones. Breaking, Ukrainian drones target Putin's residence as Moscow threatens retaliation. Russia says Ukraine launched a large-scale overnight drone attack on Vladimir's state residence in the Novgorod region, with all UAVs intercepted by air defenses. The strike reportedly occurred during active negotiations between Moscow and Washington, sharply escalating tensions at a moment meant for diplomacy. Lavrov, who is their Secretary of Defense, says, considering the final degradation of the Kiev regime, which has shifted to a policy of state terror, Russia's negotiation position will be revised. Despite the escalation, Moscow says it will not walk away from the talks with the United States, signaling negotiations will continue under far harsher terms. So, did Zelensky try and take out Putin's residence? Zelensky and the EU are saying, nope, didn't happen. Russia is saying, yes, it did. There are some images online showing possible radar tracking of drones from Kiev towards Russia that night. Who knows? Once again, it goes back to who the hell tells the truth. Why is it so hard to tell the truth? Why is it so hard to do the right thing time and time and time again for any political leader pretty much in any country? Why is it so freaking hard? Just tell the truth. Yeah, Vlad, I tried doing it. Sorry, I was over here at Mar-a-Lago. I was feeling kind of nice. I was having a drink by the pool. Thought I could end it real quick. Right? Hey, Zelensky, if you try doing that, just come out and say it, brother. Just come out and say it. You know, and I give Russia credit here for not walking away. But I have a feeling Russia's probably going to hit them back. They really tried to hit Putin's residence. I'm pretty sure Vlad's going to have something for those guys. But, you know, this thing's been going on since 2022. When is this going to end? Right? Just another war that's being paid for by everyone under the sun. We send millions, billions of dollars here, there, every which way. Other people get rich. Zelensky's wife went on a shopping spree a couple years ago. He's looking fresh in new suits now. He's got money for new suits. I wonder what his net worth is at. I wonder if we can get Zelensky's net worth before the war started till now. And which, by the way, he's not actually the affected. He's not really elected anymore. I don't know if they care over there or not, but he suspended elections and his term's up, but they haven't had new elections because they're in a state of war. So this dude just a grifter sitting on top, pretending like he's president, calling all the shots, siphoning money off of us. We keep giving him money, which is absolutely out of control. Jeez. You know, like what the hell is going on? Hitting in Venezuela, China circling Taipei. China's basically saying we could do this whenever we want. We could take you over whenever we want. United States, you care to intervene? Probably not. Okay, good. So we'll probably do this in a little bit. Russia, Ukraine still doing their nonsense. And then we had the Somali fraud that got unpacked. Like fighting everywhere, confusion everywhere, money being siphoned off, billions of dollars going every which way. You know who gets screwed? You know who gets you know who has two thumbs and gets screwed? This guy. Try it. It's fun. Say it to yourself and point. It's a lot of fun. You know who gets screwed? This guy. American taxpayer consistently getting screwed over and over and over again. So Nick Shirley, give this guy a little credit. You know, he's not a big, tough guy. He doesn't seem big in stature, but, you know, at least he's going out there mixing it up with doing some investigative reporting. Like, good for him. Way better than any bums out here are doing or any bums on the national headline news are doing. He's actually going out there and doing it. Mad respect. Good for him. He was out there again today. Or at least I saw a post from today. It might have been from yesterday. But he was out there and he's looking to find another company called Advanced Mobility. Take a look at what happened to him here. Just trying to, you know, uncover more fraud. See how he's met by the loving Somali community.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. Out. Move. Get the fuck out of here. Resist. You cannot come in here. Resist. We don't care. We don't know where it is. Get out. That's not your job. We don't know that. Get out. Move. He's recording. Get out of here. Fucking idiot. Hey. They're recording. Move. I didn't give you permission to record me. What kind of no, looking for? Why you come here? Why you have permission? No. No, get out of here. No. Get out of here. Oh, you have to stop the camera. You have to stop the camera. You have to stop the camera. Make stuff up. This is a lie. I don't care. Who do you work for? Who do you work for? No, who do you work for? Who do you work for? Shirley. I don't care about Nick Shirley. This guy. But who do you work for? Nick Shirley. I don't care about Nick Shirley. That's who he's working for today. Nick Shirley. Stop here. Stop here. Get out of here, yes. Would you like to give a statement, sir? And see you guys say I can't film, but look at you guys filming. You can do that. You can film here. The statement is on the website, Advanced Mobility. This address is in the car. You don't care about the state of Minnesota or what?
Where's advanced mobility at? That's all we're asking.
Anyone?
This doesn't even exist.
Advanced mobility?
What's a bit like you did? Why don't you go to a white,
Does it exist?
white business? Why not just white Minneapolis?
Why? I grew up in Minneapolis. I don't have to go
You
anywhere.
must be a history.
Did you grow up here? Did you grow up here?
Why do you care?
I was born in Minneapolis. So you're telling me to go
Go to the
somewhere.
white place.
I grew up here.
You're telling us to go to the white place.
What?
White
Are
business.
you a
Go to the white
racist?
business.
Are you a racist?
You are racist.
How? So yeah, Nick Shirley out there doing work, looking for another place, and he gets the get the F out of here, get the F, stop filming, get out of here, go investigate a white business, go investigate a white business. Busted, 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 busted. And that's what you get when you're lying, right? Like that's how you act when you are found to be guilty of fraud. You're busted. Pack them up, move them out, let's go. On to the next. Let's get the cuffs out. Let's start moving, DOJ. Let's start doing it. This dude, Nick Shirley's out here doing work. And then the Somali has the balls to say, go do the white business. What are you talking about? What do you mean go do the white business? Show us the white businesses that are committing fraud. Nick, go get them. I'm sure Nick will go get them. But if you can't name the business and show the proof that the fraud's happening, guess what? You're deflecting. You're guilty. You got caught. And let's not forget, you're a guest in this country. You're a guest in this country. People forget that. You're a guest. You need to behave accordingly. And if you're not behaving accordingly, you need to go. And you need to be forced out because you're a guest in this house. This house that has offered you free shelter, free food, the ability to swindle us and lie to us and take our American hardworking federal taxpayer dollars so that you can siphon it off and send it back to your Somali terrorist network, Al-Shabaab. Excuse me for calling a spade a spade. The American taxpayer is tired of everything. And then Nick gets called basically a racist and then get the fuck out of here. Okay. Yeah, these guys, woof. And there's going to be more coming out. I've seen there's some Somali fraud that's been uncovered in Massachusetts recently, some Somali fraud in Ohio, right? And Somali fraud, but fraud is freaking fraud. Millions and billions of dollars being given out and siphoned off. Eventually these things are empty. And that's not even being used to take care of our own people. It's being taken to be used to take care for people that hate this country, that came to this country to take advantage of this country. That's disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting. We're paying people our money that hate us. We're giving them our money, and they hate us. You understand that? How retarded are we? How retarded are we? Speaking of retarded, and mind you, I'm not saying this in light for making fun of people that have mental handicap. I hope people know that. The word retarded is not meant for that. The word retarded is simply meant you should have known better. That's why retard is used. Simply to state you should have known better. Okay? So that we're all just clarified. I saw that post a couple weeks ago on X. It summarizes it perfectly. Yeah, that's what retard is. Short stance. You should have known better. Period. And we'll keep on light of this. Take a look at this post from the Minnesota Department of Children. Take a look at this post coming out. The Minnesota Department of Children Commissioner Tiki Brown claims the Quality Learning Center, right? Learning, right? They forgot the N in the learning. The Learning Center closed down last week, which explains why there was no children when Nick Shirley visited. Today, however, the Quality Learning Center was packed with kids. The New York Post reports the children were trucked in, with one local saying it was the first time they had seen kids go into the building. They need to coordinate next time before they try to cover up a crime. Let's play that video.
Is there fraud going on here? No, it's a video. I just want to know. What's your response? Huh?
There they are going into the Leering Center.
What's your response to the allegations? Is there fraud going on here? And is there children? That's all.
We are aware of a video that's being circulated that has gained local and national attention about child care centers in Minnesota. While we have questions about some of the methods that were used in the video, we do take the concerns that the video raises about fraud very seriously. Each of the facilities mentioned in the video has been visited at least once in the last 6 months as part of our typical licensing process. And in fact, our staff are out in the community today to visit each of these sites again so that we can look into the concerns that were raised in the video. So I won't go into any detail about whether or not any of these have any open investigations. I will share that our team was notified that Quality Learning Center closed just over a week ago. And I believe the details that were given at that time were around space concerns. And that's what was shared. The previous one I mentioned that had been closed some time ago was Mako.
Did you catch that? She said they were closed a week ago. Meanwhile, they're open this morning. How is that remotely possible? The lies, the lies, the lies. Over and over and over again. Just continuously lying to the American people. Shut up. Doesn't matter. I'll say whatever I want to say, and you're going to have to eat shit and take it. Meanwhile, kids are getting dropped off. You got, I don't know, I guess a worker there out there videotaping the guy that's videotaping him. Right? Just like absolute. It's just absolutely incredible what's going on. It's absolutely incredible. And we're the ones who get screwed. We're the ones who get told, grab your ankles, here you go. Right? Like that is what happens every single day. And Tim Walz just came out. He came out and gave out a statement in regards to all this Somali fraud that's been uncovered in Minnesota. You guys got to check this out.
I guess there is no way to put this delicately. So basically, we're fucked. They caught us. The FBI is looking at all of us right now. So please tell your brothers, your husbands. Well, you're from Somalia, so your brothers are probably your husbands, whatever. Just tell all your family members to shut it all down right friggin' now. If you have kids, put them in a truck and take them to the nearest Quality Learning Center. I know it's supposed to say learning, but you're all so fucking stupid you couldn't even get the sign right. Anyway, take them to the Learning Center and tell them to pretend like they're learning shit, okay?
You know, that's one of the best AI videos I've seen. That thing is absolutely hilarious. And it's all factually true. I would not be surprised if he actually really did say that. I would not be surprised because my dude is shot. But yeah, man, they're busted every which way. Like if Tim Walz doesn't go to jail or at least get charged, like can we get some charges at least, DOJ? Can we get some big names? Can we get a couple perp walks? Get some photos? You know what I'm saying? Can we get a couple of these things? You know, you like giving us crumbs. Give us some crumbs. Give us Tim Walz getting perped walk. That'll give us some satisfaction for a couple of days. You know, it's crazy. It is crazy what's going on out there. And it's a fight that we're in, and it's a fight you can't walk away from. Or if you choose to walk away from, you're complicit in the collapse of America. If you choose to walk away from this fight, if you choose to bury your head in the sand, if you choose not to be involved, if you choose not to call out the bullshit, you are complicit in the failing of America. Let me say that now. Timestamp it, quote it, air tag it, whatever you got to do to make sure you don't lose this thing. Mark it down, okay? You are complicit in the failing of America. Wake up. And with all that being said, we have a fax blast that's going out today. Feel free to check it out. It's about the Minnesota Somali fraud scandal and over $250 million stolen from the American people. $250 million stolen from the American people. I don't want to hear about, oh, this Somali guy is being arrested. No. Take a look at Ilhan Omar, How is she wealthy? Take a look at her husband, who is actually part of one of these NGOs that funneled money in Minnesota. Why don't we start taking a look at him? Let's get him on a perp walk. Let's get her on a perp walk, because I guarantee they're tied together. I guarantee she is, what is she worth? Like 30 million, I saw, 3 million, 30 million, something like that. Way more than 140,000 she makes from her congressional salary. And her husband's, her brother/husband is a master NGO market. Yeah, okay. Okay. Crack the books. Let's go. Get her. Get him. Start the ball rolling. It's not that hard. Okay? But we don't play to win. What they're going to do is they're going to prosecute some Somali immigrants who don't know any better, who are the useful idiots of the higher-ups, and they're going to prosecute those morons. They're going to throw those morons in jail. Then once they're done in jail, they're going to deport them back to Somalia, and then the high and mighty crew, the ones part of the club, are going to be left untouched. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I'll wait. Let me take a deep breath, because now I need to regulate my nervous system, because I want to actually have a nice prayer for all of you. So let me take a deep breath here. Okay. In my Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear Lord, thank you for another day, another beautiful day, even though it's hard. Dear Lord, thank you for another day with family, even though we annoy each other. Dear Lord, thank you for the opportunity to talk to the people today, even though they may not agree with what I said or believe what I say. It is a great day, Lord, and thank you for all that you give us. It's hard to remember all the good stuff we have in our day-to-day life, Lord, when we're constantly under attack. But the fact that we have clean air, clean water, loving family, we have friends, those are good things that we got to keep in mind every day. We cannot allow the evil to consume us. So thank you, Lord, for allowing me to connect with Ty today and to share that, and him share his wisdom to me. And hopefully that helps me. God, everything that happens is because of you. There are no randomness in the world. You control the chessboard. You move the pieces. I've learned that. I've learned to accept that. I've learned that I need to be the light and bring that light into the world. So I thank you for that opportunity, Lord. And I thank you for my loving family, my wife, my boy. I thank you for all that. Lord, please continue to show us grace and give us the patience and the knowledge and the will to keep pushing on in this tough time. Please, Lord, give our leaders the wisdom and knowledge and the aha moment they need to finally make things right in this country and in this world, so that we can get back to just doing what's good and what's right and not fighting each other anymore. It's exhausting, Lord. But I'm here for it. I appreciate the opportunity, Lord, that you give me every day to come to work, to get into this fight. I know you've chosen me to be a part of this fight somewhere. I don't know where exactly yet, but I know I'm supposed to be here. And I thank you for that, Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, everyone. Have a great night. Joe should be in chair tomorrow. Until then, take care. Have a good one.
Rise up untamed, in the heart of the fire where the wild ones roam. Joe Oltmann's calling, bringing truth back home. From conservative daily to this untamed fire, we shatter the silence, lifting spirits higher. No chains can hold us, no lies can prevail. Authentic and fearless on this rugged trail. Patriots gather under stars and stripes. Untamed nation, igniting the night. Untamed nation, let the truth roll out in this land of the free. Standing proud from sea to shining sea, we won't back down. Catch the fire, wear the crown. Untamed nation, It's our battle song, motivating hearts where the brave belong. Yeah, untamed and wild, forever strong. Play it again all night long. Break the mold, chase the real. No more games, time to heal. Joe's voice leads the untamed crew. Truth matters through and through.